Hey, it's Kathy Limata again. I'm about to read you chapter 16 and 17 of Hank Zipzer's I Got a D in Salami. It's been a while since we read. Over the weekend, it's been Easter, and we've gotten a lot of snow. At my place, we got 10 inches, and it's April. What is Mother Nature doing to us? How about you? Did you get a lot of snow? Well, I took my cross-country skis out and went for a cross-country ski in the woods. It was kind of fun. I guess I was making the best of a bad situation. I'm glad you're listening. We just discovered that Hank, he's on his way to try to get the salami back with his report card in it. He's on his way to Gristiliano's apartment, but he's gone to the wrong place because he mixed up the numbers. Instead of 541, it should be 451. Just like with letters and spelling, he mixes up the letters, he mixes up the numbers. Let's find out what's happening in chapter 16. And because it's short, I'm going to read chapter 17 as well. We sat down on the bench in Riverside Park. A couple of little kids were playing nearby. They held hands and spun around in a circle until they got dizzy that they fell down on the grass. They laughed like maniacs, got up, spun around, and fell down again. I love to hear little kids laugh. They sound like they don't have a problem in the world. I watched them for a minute, wishing I were little again. Remember, he's only 10. He's not that old. But when you're little, really little, you don't know about problems like he does. Now I suppose you tell me exactly what's happening. What's going on, said Papa Pete. I don't know where to start, I said. Try the beginning, said Papa Pete. I took a deep breath. Once I started talking, it felt so good to have the truth all come tumbling out. I told Papa Pete about my report card and the 3 Ds. I explained that I was too ashamed to show that report card to my parents, so I pretended to lose it when I got to the part about the deli and said that we had planned to throw my report card in the garbage, but instead it got thrown into the meat grinder. Papa Pete held up his hand. Are you telling me that there is a salami with your report card in it? I nodded. Actually, there's a letter from Miss Adolph and a large manila envelope in there too, Robert added. Oh, Robert. So that's what the big rush to get to Mr. Gristiliano's apartment is, to get the salami back. Papa Pete had sure figured it out fast. I wondered if he had ever done anything this bad when he was young. We all felt terrible. We all feel terrible, Ashley said, because we're part of this too. Papa Pete gathered us around him. I want you to listen to me, grandkids, he said. People are just people. They make mistakes. Say a guy orders a tuna on rye and you bring him a roast beef on wheat. What happens? Papa Pete turned to me. It happens. It happens. But this I know, grandson of mine. You can't lie to cover up your mistakes. You start with one little lie and it gets bigger and bigger, and before you know it, it's taken over everything. It's like dropping one piece of herring fish into a tub of macaroni salad. Before long, the whole tub smells like fish. You follow what I'm saying? Actually, he kind of lost me with the herring and the macaroni story. But I think I got the general idea. He was saying that once you tell a lie, you just create more and more trouble for yourself. And boy, was he ever right. So we're going to fix this right now, he said. Hank, you're going to go to Mr. Gristiliano's and get the salami back. We don't want anyone to get sick. Then you're going to tell your parents the truth. In my heart, I knew Papa Pete was right. As much as I didn't want to confess it, it had to be done. Frankie put his hand on my shoulder. Zip, buddy. I wish there was a magic word I could say to make this better, he said. There is a magic word, said Papa Pete, and it works every time. It's called the truth. Ooh, chapter 17. We're making progress. It was 2 blocks to Mr. Giuliano's apartment, and they seemed like the 2 longest blocks in the entire city. Now it was Papa Pete who was hurrying, because he was worried that someone would eat one of my D's, which might cause them the big D, the D being diarrhea. I guess eating paper will do that to you, unless you happen to be a goat. We tried running up Riverside Drive, but Cheerio was slowing us down. He was stopping to sniff every fire hydrant, tree, and doorway along the street. At home, he's happy to just lie back and stare at the ceiling. But now when we're in a hurry, he's suddenly turned into Mr. Curiosity. Come on, Cheerio, step on it, I said to him. Actually, said Robert, he's checking to see where other dogs have marked their territory. Frankie said, Robert, let's just say it like it is. He's sniffing pee. I picked up Cheerio the dog, and stuck him under my arm. He squirmed and wanted to jump out of my grasp, but I gave him no choice in the matter. Papa Pete was in front, running fast. He's pretty light on his feet for a guy who's going to be 68 next June 26th. Here's something I never realized before. Cheerio, it's heavy when you're running. By the time we reached 451 Riverside Drive, my left arm had fallen asleep. So had Cheerio. I wondered how you could sleep with all that shaking and bouncing going on. We stopped to catch our breath, which you could actually see coming out of our mouths in little puffs of steam. Remember, it's November. The building doorman was standing inside, watching us through fancy panels in the door. Papa Pete, I said, will you tell the doorman he's got to let us in right away? You can do it, he said. I'll wait downstairs. There's a nice sofa in the lobby. Do you know what a sofa is? A sofa is a couch. You're not coming? Papa Pete shook his head. You know what? You have to do this. This is your mission. You can accomplish it. Papa Pete was right. I had gotten into this mess. I had to get us out of this mess. I had to get myself out of this mess. I marched up to the door and pushed it open. I tried to look very important. Sir, I said to the doorman, we're from the Crunchy Pickle Deli. We have to see Mr. Giuliano on a matter of utmost importance. Who says? The doorman answered, looking at me up and down, suspiciously. He obviously wasn't too impressed with me. Says all of us, said Frankie, stepping up to my defense. You know those platters of salami that were delivered a little while ago? We need to take them back immediately. They're very dangerous. I've never heard of dangerous salami before, said the doorman, except the one my brother-in-law, Marvin, ate once. Gave him so much gas, he nearly blew himself up. Ah, ha, ha, laughed the doorman. He laughed really loud. Actually, sir, those salamis are filled with pulp, said Robert. Yeah, he said, so was my brother Marvin. He laughed so hard that the gold buttons on his coat shook. Hey, I'm just kidding with you. So can we go up now? Ashley asked, bringing the conversation back around. Ashley's good at getting down to business. I'll call to let them know you're coming up. I looked over at Papa Pete on the sofa. He gave me a quick thumbs up. The doorman rang the button marked 4B. Yeah, I got some kids down here from the Crunchy Pickle Deli, he said to in the telephone. They say they got to check the cold cuts. He paused, nodded, then turned to us. They're expecting you, he said. 4th floor. Elevator's on your left. Before he let us pass, he pointed to Cheerio. That mutt isn't going to make a mess, is he? No, sir. Oh, no, sir, I whispered. He's taking his daily nap, which lasts at least till 5 this afternoon. The doorman raised one eyebrow. He requires that much rest? I said as He does require that much rest, I said, as we made our way over to the elevator. The lobby was so beautiful, it was a shame that no one lived in it. 2 sparkling crystal chandeliers dangled from the ceiling. Along with the wall to the elevator, there was a mural of people picnicking and dancing in the woods. One of the dancing women was so crazy looking, but we were in such a hurry I didn't even have time to check her out. The elevator was waiting for us, and I bolted in. Ashley and Frankie were right behind me. I pushed floor 4. Then I noticed we were missing somebody. "Where's Robert?" I said. Frankie stuck his head out and looked for Robert. There he was, standing in front of the mural, staring at the crazy-looking lady. "Robert, unpeel your eyeballs and get in here," said Frankie. Robert turned bright red. I was just admiring the artwork," he said. "Right, and my name is Bernice," Frankie answered. "I just realized something. I forgot my cape," Frankie said as we rode up in the elevator. "No problemo," I said, trying to stay calm. "We'll use your jacket." "No way, Zip. It'll stink like salami for a week, and every dog in the neighborhood will chase me around for months." "Okay," I said. "We'll figure something else out." "That's what I like. We'll go with the flow." Frankie rubbed his hands together and looked me right in the eye. "So what's the plan, man?" "First," I said, "we get to the 4th floor." "Yeah," they all said. "Then we get out of the elevator." "Yeah," they all said. "Then we ring the doorbell." "Good thinking." "And then," they all said. "And then?" I stopped and looked at Frankie. He was waiting with a great expression on his face. "And then I don't have the slightest idea what we will do." Come back for chapter 18. Let's see if they get that salami back. What do you think? Are you enjoying this story? I'd love to hear from you. Remember, you can email me at hancock.k12.mi.us. Hope to hear from you. Bye.